Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you how to make a Swiss Boss Flexagon from Esther K Smith's Magic Books and Pet Toys. It's an interesting folded paper toy slash booklet, I guess you could call it. You'll need 2 squares of paper or card, scissors, glue, a bone folder, pencils, and that's it. Make sure the squares are accurately cut. Just having a look at the grain direction there. Fold it in half and use the bone folder to get a really crisp, sharp fold, and make them universal folds, so fold it back on itself. With the other piece of paper, do exactly the same thing. Again, ensuring you've got a universal fold. You've got one fold going vertically, the other horizontally, and what you're doing here is marking the halfway point on the other piece of paper. This will kind of become clear in a moment. I'll explain why you do this. So I've got those marks there, and then you want to do the same thing. So the purple page, the crease is going horizontally and vertically on each page. So now fold the sides into the center. And fold them back again for a universal fold. Do the same with the other piece. And I recommend using stock that's not too heavy. So around 200 GSM is probably good, or something like that. So they'll both end up looking like these kind of zigzag forms, or mountain and valley folds. And just flatten them out and take the edges, fold them into that pencil mark that you made in the middle. What you don't want to do with this part is to get a crease in the middle. That's why we're folding it just to the pencil mark. You'll be able to see this in a second. So one way is creased or 4 times, and the other just has two creases, and the center is flat. This is a very important step because you want to maintain that flat surface on the finished product. You don't want a crease going through the middle of your cross. So again, universal folds, creasing it very firmly with the bone folder, because you want this to be very, very flexible, because it is a flexible kind of toy, if you like. Now I've got, I'm putting crosses there on the corners because this is where I'll be gluing. And you want to make sure that you're gluing only in the square. You're not going over and you're not going under. You need to be exact with the glue. Actually, a square glue stick would be really handy for this part, but just be really careful with this. And you'll see that I've got the middle crease going horizontally and on the purple page, and vertically on the peach page. and they need to be stuck together in that way. Don't miss that step. So just waiting for that to dry. Make sure it's dry before you do the next step. You need scissors for this, and you're going to be cutting down the center line on each side, so vertically and horizontally. Do this really carefully. I didn't do this very carefully, but do this as carefully as possible. Make sure you're in between the two pieces of paper. Be careful not to cut through the piece on the back. Okay, so now you've got this sort of, I guess, like a window, and then we're going the other way, being really careful not to cut through the page on the back. Okay, so we've got this sort of situation. Using the bone folder again to really crease those down, because remember you've glued them, and you want to kind of make sure they're really creased, really flat. And the same with anything that's kind of sticking up. And you see this is quite easy to get lost in this project because it's because of the way that it folds. So just making sure everything's creased and flat. Okay, and that is how you make a Swiss cross Flexagon. You might want to think about putting designs on the different surfaces and moving the surfaces around and seeing where you could put a possible design and what it looks like as you move it around the structure. So have fun with it, make some mock-ups, do some trials, do some tests, and you can see in the book that there are some ways of doing the designs. Have fun with it.